I love George Wendt. I love Christmas films. I often love films where the main character has to relive the same day over and over again, at least when it's done right. And I'm really pleased to say that in A Christmas Wedding Date, it is done right. This was released in 2012. It's directed by Fred Olen and it stars Marla Sokoloff as Rebecca Wesley. And we also have George Wendt as a character who's called Mr. Destiny. And Rebecca is let go from her job at the beginning of the film, so she decides to go home for the holidays, and she hasn't been back in quite a while. And it just so happens that at the same time, one of her friends is getting married, so she goes home, spends time with her mother, and goes to her friend's wedding. And she wakes up the next morning, and it's the wedding day again. And she realizes that this is because of the taxi driver. The taxi driver is Mr. Destiny, it's George Wendt, and while she was in the taxi, or well, when she just got out of the taxi, he gave her this Christmas tree ornament. It's really beautiful, and it's the magic of this Christmas tree ornament that's making her relive the same day over and over again. I did worry, maybe worry is a strong word, but I did fear, an even stronger word. I was concerned that George Wendt would only be in it at the beginning as the taxi driver, but actually he pops up every now and then just to have a conversation with Rebecca to help her realise what's going on. And of course, that's really helpful for us as the viewer to understand what's going on. And of course, the point of this is for her to reconnect with her past and to identify what path she should be on going forward. And I have to say, the repetition is done really well. I think when it comes to Groundhog Day type films, they can either be really great or really terrible. And this one I thought was really great. Although things were repeated, everything was a little bit different because of the way Rebecca approached it, particularly once she learned what was going on. She was able to manipulate the situation, so it was a little bit different each time. And of course, as the film progresses, she learns to open her heart a bit more and change her perspectives. But I won't say if she ever gets out of this day or ultimately what happens, but I enjoyed it. There are quite a few films like this, but I don't mind that because personally I really like them when they're done well. And as I said, it's definitely done well here. Despite the fact that it's on Christmas Eve, it's not that festive. It's not the most Christmassy film. There are a couple of Christmas things here and there, but I think they could have put a bit more Christmas in it. But it's not completely absent of festivities, but I would have liked a little bit more. But that aside, I did really enjoy it. We got enough George Wendt for me to be satisfied. More than I was expecting to get, at any rate. And the actual narrative, I thought, flowed really well. The pacing was great. The repetition was enough, but a little bit different, that the concept worked really well. And Rebecca, despite the fact she doesn't have the most positive, sunny disposition, at least, at the beginning of the film, I actually really liked her. And I think even when she wasn't aware of what was going on, she was still kind of aware of her own flaws. And I think that that's a really powerful quality to have. So, all things considered, A Christmas Wedding Date is a really good film. I would have liked it to be a little bit more Christmassy. But other than that, I rather enjoyed it and I do recommend it.